The Los Angeles Times reports that levels of some cancer-causing oil compounds rose significantly in the waters off the Louisiana coast during the BP spill in the Gulf of Mexico, according to Oregon State University researchers. Environmental toxicology professor Kim Anderson found a 40-fold increase in polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons, or PAHs, from May to June. She said, quote, "It's an incredibly huge jump in concentration in a natural environment." Anderson is still analyzing the results and was not prepared to say what, if any, threat the elevated levels pose to the Gulf environment. She and her research team started testing for the contaminants a few weeks after the well blowout on April 20th, taking water samples at 4 near-shore locations along the Gulf Coast. Results from early August, after the BP well was capped and stopped leaking, continued to show elevated levels in the water. The amount of such hydrocarbons in crude oil varies, as does the toxicity of the compounds, which constitute a large class of chemicals. Some are not toxic at all, and some are carcinogenic. OSU's Gulf samples included all 3 types. Anderson's team is using a sampling technique that involves suspension of a long, thin strip in the water for 3 to 4 weeks. The device mimics an organism and measures biologically available concentrations of PAHs that can be absorbed by marine life and make their way into the food chain. The National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration continues to reopen federal waters in the Gulf to commercial fishing. Last week, Rear Admiral Paul Zukampf, who is taking over management of the federal spill response, said the government's extensive testing of Gulf seafood has had no detection whatsoever of any PAHs. In an email, a spokeswoman for the Federal Environmental Protection Agency said that agency had, quote, found very few samples with chemicals at levels above concerns to aquatic life and no samples with chemicals at levels of concern to human health.